What happens when an artificial intelligence silently digs into a highly secure foundational system, finds a 27-year-old critical vulnerability, and then just writes the exploit entirely on its own? Well, we're about to find out. Welcome to this explainer breaking down the Anthropic Mythos 1 architecture. Beneath all the surface noise of the tech industry right now, a quiet yet historically massive shift just went down. We're looking at a fundamental rewiring of how software defenses actually operate. Yeah, that exact scenario I just mentioned, that wasn't some sci-fi movie plot. That literally just happened within the OpenBSD codebase. Without a single human prompt, without any guidance whatsoever, the machine mapped out a complete, devastating exploit chain. The power here is just undeniable. It hits you right in the chest, doesn't it? It proves that all our old defensive playbooks are officially, completely obsolete. Let's put some numbers to this to really grasp the scale. 6,220. Let that hang in the air for a second. That is the exact number of high and critical severity vulnerabilities absolutely crushed by Anthropic's internal initiative, Project Glasswing. And get this, they didn't find these over a span of years. They identified them out of 23,000 total bugs in just 30 days. 30 days across 1,000 core open source projects. That's a scale of autonomous vulnerability discovery we have literally never seen before. And the real-world impact? Mythos is systematically dismantling massive global targets. Cloudflare alone saw 2,000 vulnerabilities surfaced, with 400 of those marked as critical. Mozilla Firefox? 271 critical patches in a single sweeping pass. And for WolfSSL, which is an embedded cryptography library, the AI actually generated functional proof-of-concept attack code capable of certificate forgery, operating at a 90.6% true positive rate. I mean, we are talking about a machine functioning at a purely nation-state level. Now, you might be thinking, okay, is this just marketing hype? Absolutely not. The UK AI Safety Institute just validated it. The Mythos preview is officially the first model to fully defeat their end-to-end dual network challenge. We have top-tier human penetration testers and the highest safety institutes on the planet watching a machine demonstrate offensive capabilities that are, frankly, breathtaking. So here's where it gets a little complicated. Anthropic publicly claimed that Mythos-class models would remain strictly restricted, right? Basically to prevent the generation of catastrophic zero-day exploits. But a recent leak tells a very different story. Strings from Mythos 1 and Claude Mythos 1 preview were just spotted embedded right within the source code for Claude Code and Claude Security. So, despite all those heavy restrictions, the enterprise deployment framework is already structurally in place. This forces us to confront a really uncomfortable reality about why this pipeline is being built so incredibly fast. It all comes down to speed. You have this instantaneous AI bug discovery colliding head-on with a massive human developer bottleneck. Look, when a machine finds bugs in seconds, it shifts the entire cybersecurity burden on the humans, who take an average of 2 weeks to fix a single high-severity bug. The math just doesn't work. For the first time, the human is now the liability. And of course, Anthropic immediately monetized this bottleneck. They launched Claude Security. It's essentially an enterprise dashboard that surfaces vulnerabilities, gives you historical data, and crucially, autonomously generates the code patches. Enterprise clans are already quietly out there deploying over 2,100 automated fixes. The gap between discovering a flaw and fixing it is rapidly closing to zero. Okay, so that brings us to the corporate engine driving all of this. The Wall Street Journal just reported that Anthropic hit its first profitable quarter, a $559 million operating profit on a massive jump to $10.9 billion in revenue. Incredible numbers, right? But hold on, tech analysts out there like Ed Zitron are aggressively scrutinizing these figures, and for good reason. Let's strip away the corporate spin for a second. That $559 million profit? Well, Anthropic recently leased SpaceX's Colossus clusters for over $1 billion a month. But filings show SpaceX actually deferred these fees, exactly during the window used to calculate this Q2 profit. So they temporarily suppressed their expenses. And that massive revenue jump? Analysts strongly suspect Anthropic is taking multi-million-dollar, long-term enterprise token prepayments and booking them as current revenue before they've even delivered the actual compute. Basically, they are aggressively moving numbers around to manufacture profitability. But while these financial acrobatics are happening behind closed doors, make no mistake, Anthropic is weaponizing that capital. They are aggressively stripping top-tier talent directly from their biggest rivals. We're talking about officially hiring Andrej Karpathy, co-founder of OpenAI and former head of computer vision at Tesla, along with Ross Nordin, a founding member of xAI. This talent war is escalating precisely as their architecture takes this massive leap forward. And all of this creates a really chilling whiplash at the heart of the company right now. Seriously, picture this. On a Wednesday, at a European tech event, you have developers celebrating the magic of AI, casually admitting that they are shipping unread production code written by Claude. Then, the very next day, Thursday, co-founder Jack Clark delivers a grim lecture at Oxford, warning that internal teams realized the Mythos architecture actually arrived much faster than anticipated, and they had done completely insufficient preparation. During that lecture, he said, and I quote, "AI poses a non-zero chance of killing everybody on the planet." End quote. I mean, let that sink in. This is the existential dread coming from the very people who actually built the machine. It is the absolute final blow regarding their lack of preparation, and it stands in terrifying contrast to all those developers out there blindly trusting the AI's code in the wild. And then, there is the timeline. The founders are predicting full recursive self-improvement by 2028, or even sooner. Guys, that is just 4 years away. 4 years until this system starts autonomously upgrading its own architecture, compounding its intelligence at a rate we can't possibly even measure. So, what does this all mean for us? When the machine completely outpaces the human ability to even read the code it writes, who is really in control? The pipeline is already built. Vulnerabilities are being discovered and patched autonomously as we speak. The trajectory of our entire software infrastructure has shifted beneath our feet, and we are just now realizing we might not be the ones holding the wheel.